Hey YouTube, this is Mr. Nor 14, and today I'm going back to the issue of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 battery issues. Now, we all know that the Samsung Galaxy Note is catching fire and it's exploding when you charge the unit. Okay, so like I said earlier, my issue with the Note 7 is that Samsung doesn't really know which phones are affected with this exploding battery issue, and that they are still letting people trade in Note 7s for Note 7s. Now they say that that it is a battery cell issue, but hey, if you know this, then what part of the manufacturing process went wrong at what plant, and what are those phones that are affected by this? What are the model numbers so people can know which ones they need to bring back? Okay? Again, my issue is that it's a voluntary recall and not a mandatory recall on these Note 7s. Okay? So the consumer doesn't know which ones can catch fire, you know? So that's my biggest issue about this whole thing. Now, we all know why this issue was started. Samsung basically rushed to market. They wanted to get ahead of Apple's big press conference, which was yesterday, about the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7s. And we all know that the iPhone 7s, no really major big changes was happening to it, and most people are waiting for the iPhone 8. But because Samsung wanted to, dampen Apple's spirit and everything, and bring down their big conference and unveiling of the iPhone 7, they rushed to market the Note 7. And by rushing to market, they push quality to the side. And this is why I tell people, stay away from this version of the phone until they know what's going on. Stay away from this version of the phone and just wait for the Note 8. And other companies are starting to feel the same way I am. And it's starting first in Australia. There are airlines that are banning the use of the Note 7 on their flights. They're saying, okay, you can bring them on and everything, but you can't charge them. You cannot plug them up and use them in that way. So basically, people got these expensive phones. They're going to get on planes in Australia and not even be able to charge their phones. Why? Because the airlines are scared that while you're in air, these phones might catch fire. And this is why I tell people it's also going to happen here in the U.S. Now, the U.S. they're deciding right now as we speak if they should allow these phones on airlines to be charged, you know. And I think they shouldn't. I think until Samsung tells people what is exactly wrong with their phones, which phones are affected, and why this happened, that no one should really trust Samsung right now because, like I said, they're selling the Note 7. They exchanging it. Excuse me, they're not selling. They're exchanging the Note 7 for bad Note 7s. Okay, I commend their return policy. I think they went above and beyond. But like I said, people are noticing now, like I said, that these phones are dangerous. If airlines are starting to realize, and I say these are airlines in Australia, but it has to start somewhere. Somebody has to recognize the dangers of these things. And I think the Australian airlines are right. I hope the American airlines get on board with this. So tell me what you think. This is Nor, and I'm out. Peace.